home or for a car loan, but credit, you need credit for a lot of things, for employment, when you're gonna go get a phone at T-Mobile, when you're gonna go rent an apartment, they check your credit. And a lot of times they never had any of the idea of this. So I think it's important to put that credit tips, financial tips. Oh, sorry. I think financial tips are also important. Like I said, especially coming from the bank, a lot of clients, they have no understanding of credit. They've never even worked with credit. I've had clients that are in their 30s, 40s, and they never even started credit because they were so scared of credit. Credit is something that is never taught to us in school, for a reason. However, if you educate yourself well, you use the tools that, for example, we have in our protection plan, in our amazing trainings, you'll definitely get there. You'll get there. So I kind of broke it down how I do it. Like I said, posting consistently, I think that's helped a lot. Also, getting in touch with your clients. For example, not just speaking to them about credit, but also asking them, like, okay, so why do you want to fix your credit? Like, what's your goal? Are you trying to buy a home? Are you trying to get a new car? Like, what's the goal? And that way you can actually build a relationship with them and not only talk about credit, but other things as well. The next step that I do, free consultation.
Maria,
Hello?
sorry. At any moment that you would like, you can share your screen because I gave you permission, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Go.
I'm gonna do that so I show you guys. Well, we probably all know the services that we have, but I think that's another part that's very important. I'll get into that a little later. The next step that I do, for example, I post social media every single day. Clients reach out to me. Carla's not kidding. I get at least 10 clients a day reaching out to me. And, I first connect with them. I ask them why credit is important to them, why they want to fix it. And then I offer them a free consultation. I tell them, look, I can review all your credit reports. I explain to them where to download it, how it's free. A lot of clients, they don't even know what the 3 credit bureaus are. So I like to educate them on that. And, I tell them we can either look at your reports or we can try Credit Karma and Experian and look at it together. I pinpoint the negative items that, of course, are under reports. I'm sorry. For example, the late payments, the collections, the hard inquiries, the repos. I try to highlight them because a lot of clients, they have no idea, they don't even know how to read a report. So it's also nice when you do it with them. I've done it on Zoom with them. I've done it over the phone with them, looking at it at the same time. And that way they take it as, wow, this person is really trying to help me. If she's taking from her time to review my credit for free and telling me what I can help, like what she can help me with, she really cares. Like, she really wants to help me. It's not just about, hey, look, sign up and yes, go from there on your own. I think when you grab the client's hand and you take care of them, you give great customer service, they're very satisfied, and they refer you. That's another thing. I get a lot of referrals as well. I tell them, look, hey, you refer 5, your monthly fee is going to be free. So they jump on it and they share me all over social media. At first I was pretty scared about it, but hey, I mean, it's gone great for me. Next thing, before I sign them up, I give them the free consultation, and then I like to explain the process at first, especially now. I don't know if it's happened to most of you guys, but a lot of clients are a little worried about not receiving their mail on time. I like to explain, look, we're going through a pandemic right now. So of course, mail, the post office is backed up, is delayed. However, this is how our process works. I explained to him, we use the Fair Credit Act to leverage your credit. And that way we pull your credit, we check all the negative items that you have for all 3 credit bureaus. And then our company creates the dispute letters for you. This works effectively compared to when you dispute online. Because when you dispute online, you're kind of going against with a server, rather when you're disputing the old school way that you can mail them out directly to the credit bureaus. Let me see here. So I explained to them, for example, originally, and then I tell them, once we send out those dispute letters to you in the mail, well, now, as the other day that they explained it, they have the option to download them from the portal if you rather get them sooner and print and mail them out, or you can just wait for them in the mail. They come in the package. You can tell them in the package, it's going to explain to you how to send out those letters. I tell them it's about 30 to 45 days. However, keep in mind, because of COVID, it could be a little more. When we send out those dispute letters and then the credit bureaus reply to you with dispute reports. From that point on, I still even tell them, we got to receive those reports and we got to scan them in, mail them in. I kind of like to tell them all the steps at first, because when you just sign this, and I tell this from experience, when you just sign them up and not really guide them, they're like, okay, like she just wanted me to sign up. She hasn't really explained to me much more. So I think that's important. And that's when they're like, okay, I understand. I'm all in for it. I sign them up. I also review, for example, if they don't have any credit started off the bat, I offer secured credit. I tell them, look, we can, restore your credit. However, you need to start rebuilding it. Oh, how do I rebuild this? I explain to them the interest rate. I tell them I come from banking. I have not seen an interest rate lower than 9.99, sorry. And I also offer credit. I ask, I'm like, by any chance, do you rent right now? Because we also have a service where you can add rental history to your credit. And they're just fascinated, like, wow, you guys offer so much. And that was, I think, my issue at the beginning, why it was a little hard to get clients, because I was only worried about the credit restoration to sign them up, and that's it. However, with the trainings, learning more, Carla being my mentor, she told me you should also offer the other services, which is also what we have in our portal. We have you, and you tell them off the bat too, when you sign them up, it's not only credit restoration. We also have identity monitoring. A lot of people have had identity theft that they have no idea about. We offer budgeting. We offer credit attorney. For example, this is something that I actually started checking out in regards to, if you have collection companies that are harassing you, calling you constantly, you can go into the credit attorney and they help you out with that. Credit monitoring, it's kind of like Credit Karma. I like it more. It's a little more specific. It tells you how many points you've gone off with. They have saving goals as well. They also have the will and trust. This one I really liked, actually, when Carla pointed it out to me. Because back in the banks, I remember, to get a will, I believe the cost can be around $2,000. Rather, here you have it included in your portal. So make sure that when you talk to clients, you also tell them all the services that we have, that we offer. I try to pinpoint like the main ones. However, I do tell them, look, you do have 12 other ones. Well, nine, because we pinpoint the three. But we also have the YFL Family Mint, which is, so you can help your kids learn in regards to savings. And yeah, basically that. A lot of people ask me, how do you get so many clients a day? But honestly, I follow the steps, I follow the script, I make sure I explain thoroughly. Follow-ups too. For example, I have clients that I will do the whole review and they would tell me, no, I got to think about it, or I need to see money, or I'm like, okay, that's perfectly fine, I understand. You let me know when you're ready. The sooner you start, just remember, the better it will get. And I try to follow up. I keep a list of follow-ups. That's another thing that I tell my agents. Just because they don't sign up on the spot, they will come back to you. I've had people that come back to me when I reached out to them at the beginning, and they even laughed at me. They're like, no, I don't think this is real. I'm like, okay. And they've seen my post on Instagram, and they do end up coming back and they sign up. I actually had an agent sign up. Came back to me to be a client. I explained to him about an agent, and she signed up. So it's very important to stay consistent, explain everything thoroughly, pinpoint, explain the services um, from the beginning, definitely from the beginning, and explain why credit is so important. People know credit's important, but they don't know how much. And I think that's what's helped me the most to get clients. In regards to follow-ups, I do try to follow up at least once a week to clients, potential clients, they couldn't sign up on the spot. And hey, how's it going? How you been? I was following up, seeing if you wanted to get started. Remember, if you refer 5, you're gonna have a free monthly service. I've had clients tell me, no, I don't know 5 people. Same thing I told Carla, I don't know 5 people. And I just tell them, look, if you post me, trust me, the amount of clients that I get a day asking me for credit repair is the same way they're gonna reply to your posts. So we definitely have to take advantage of social media. And I kind of wanted to ask you guys if you guys had any questions, and how do I get clients?
Can you just give us like a quick walkthrough to your like daily IG method of operation? Just like maybe if you're waking up and you're gonna make your first post, what would it be? Like, do you mind showing us?
I don't have Instagram. I'm using my computer here, so I'm not sure how to put this here. But
You can go on
what,
Instagram.
let me see.
Yeah, just take a moment to type instagram.com and then you could share the screen and just show us. Because let's say I'm a brand new agent, right? And I have no idea how to really use social media and how to attract clients. How would I go about it so that I can, get as many clients as you get? But in the meantime, does anybody have any questions for Maria? I promise you guys, she's really good. I've even asked her, like, girl, what are you doing? Because I see it. I see in my back office, the girl signs up like freaking 10 clients a week more. And I'm like, what? Like, what are you telling these people? Like, what? And I mean, she makes it sound so simple. Like, it's simple. It's following up. It's sharing results. But at the same time, it's like, it's simple, but how many of you are actually doing that? And I think that's where you get the results, right? So do you use any of the stuff in the back office? Like, do you use results? Like, what do you post?
Oh yeah, for example, I first post in the mornings. I like to post motivational. I think when we wake up, that is so important. Key times to post 8 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock in the morning. That's when everybody wakes up, everybody sees. I like to post motivational. If I have a throwback of like a lifestyle, because I want people to also see that, I'm a normal person. It's not just about the business. I'm not just all about the business, like I'm a normal person, because this also, especially for potential agents, they can see, she's a normal person. She's not all like just about work. Motivational and lifestyle, that's what I like to start off with. And I like to post results. I've had clients that send me screenshots. I wake up to the morning to results. I love to post about results. I like using the little, I guess, emoji characters, stickers. And I learned that from Carla, actually. If you guys seen her Instagram, she likes to put her stories a bunch of like icons, and that helps attract a lot. I've had clients tell me, look, I've seen others Instagram, but your Instagram calls my attention the most just because of how I put my stories. So that definitely helps. I post results. I also post credit tips. Like I said, since I come from the banking world, I like to inform clients what's going on. For example, right now with credit, there was a point that I posted about mortgages and the interest rates, why it's so important to have a high credit for a lower interest rate. Let's see. Yeah, that's mostly what I put. I also use templates from our back office when I try to do for agents and credit my rent. I did one for credit my rent, and on the credit my rent template, I put, this adds rental history up to 2 years. It can help you with this amount of points, to your TransUnion. And I try to post it every day. I literally post it every day. And I've had more clients reach out to me about it. Oh, I currently rent. How can I do this? How can I do that? And even either potential clients that I haven't signed up or clients that are already with me.
Somebody is asking, what do you say when they say I don't have the money? The clients, what do you say, Maria?
Okay, so when I tell them when I don't have the money, I completely understand them, because I've been there and I don't like to pressure people. And I'm like, okay, I perfectly understand. And I tell them, is there anybody, a partner, a family member, a daughter, a son that you think will be able to help you with this? And that way you can pay them back. I'm like, because the sooner you can get started with your credit, the better. Like, explain to them, look, this is something very important to me. I want to get started. I promise to pay you back. That's kind of how I also introduce the agent opportunity. I tell them, look, if you're ever interested to make some extra income, we're also referral agents. And you can also get your credit repaired for free. You can get paid for every single referral. That's more of for your conversation, Carla. But I like to sympathize with them. I like to, and I tell them, and at the end of the day, they'll probably say no, still no. Okay, that's perfectly fine. You let me know when you're ready. I've actually told them too, send me clients and we can work something out. But so, I mean, I guess because of how I've posted and how I treat my clients, I haven't really had that difficulty. Um, like I said, they always come back. Because I remember Carla would tell me, you have to post, you have to be consistent. And that's when I started doing it. And I guess clients, like, they know, they can see I know what I'm talking about and what I'm dedicated to. So I haven't really had that issue.
Someone's saying, I'm posting and I'm getting people to message me, but they're not saying they want to start. So how would you recommend them to start? Or I guess, how do you initiate the conversation to tell them, let's get started? That's what they're asking.
Okay, so when they message you, what do they specifically say?
Karina, she says that they're saying that they're not saying they want to start. I mean, I can answer that, and then Marie, you can give your answer. So when people are not telling you, you have to get it out of them. You have to get it out of people, because people are not natural decision makers. They're scared. they're skeptical. There's a lot going on, so you won't find out if they want to start unless you kind of go for the question. You go for the kill, right? Like if you don't go for the kill, you're never gonna get it. So it's kind of like, you're talking to them, you're helping them out until you kind of get to the end of it, and you say, okay, so are you ready to get started? And if they tell you no, then you find out why. Okay, is it a money problem? Is there something that's unclear? Like, help me help you type of thing. And that's how I approach it. So how would you approach that, Maria?
No, definitely. That's why I offer them. I'm like, look, if you send me clients, we can work something out. I try to tell them if you have you. I asked them. I actually asked them, and I know that's a personal question, but I'm like, do you have somebody that you can that will lend you either half of it or something that can help you out, and you explain to them. That's why I like reviewing their reports too. I'm like, you can actually show them, hey, look, I'm in urgent need of fixing my credit. This is important to me. I trust me, clients, they want to fix their credit. They know it. When you do the review, I'm a very visual person, and I learned that from the bank. When you do a review and you show them how many negative items they have, that's when they're like, whoa, like I need to get started now. So the person that wants to fix their credit, they will find a way to start.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody said, how do you deal with 20 responses at once?
Oh
LOL.
man. Um, I kind of have like my general saved in my notes. You know how I introduce myself. I'm a credit specialist. I work for FES, and I use that. However, and then my explanation. I have the script. Basically, we all have them in our notes. I have the script, and I've kind of tweaked it to put it like in my own words. I still have the key points, and I just copy and paste until the situation gets different. For example, when they tell me the money problem or they ask me questions, that's when I reply. But I take my time one at a time. And for example, let's say someone wrote to me in the morning, I got very busy, I couldn't get to them until nighttime. I apologize. Hey, look, I'm very sorry, I have a lot of messages through here through Instagram. And I go ahead and I take advantage and give them my number. I'm like, look, so we have better contact. Call me, text me, here's my number. And I feel like that's very crucial because let's say, for example, they don't want to sign up that same day, you can follow up with them. You have their contact. Rather, if you just keep them on Instagram, you'll write to them, and same way, they could get busy, they could never see your message. I've had clients like, oh, I saw your message on Instagram, but I didn't open it till like months later. I'm like, okay. So I think it's very important to get their phone number.
Somebody asked, can you show us examples of posts you have other people share for you when they shout you out? Were
Oh,
you able to pull up your Instagram
hold on, let me see.
on your computer?
Let
Yeah.
me
I mean, you can show the example, but for the most part, at least what I've seen her post, and I like that she does that. She got digital business cards, and her digital business card has her name, her contact info, what she can help people with, and it has a picture of her face and her phone number. So she actually uses herself as, here, go post me and go tag me. And that's what
oh,
I've seen that you use for shout outs. What else could you use, Maria?
um,
If someone that wouldn't have that.
I think it's very important. Okay, if you don't want to have a professional picture, I understand like a business cards, but I think you need your logo. Kind of like how you guys have seen that Carla, she has hers. I think it's important so that way you're known, you have your name out there. I tell clients, I'm like, post me, hey, tell them, for example, I have a client that he's possibly turning into an agent, and he puts, contact her, she will give you $50 off. And like I tell my clients, if you send me 5 people, for your free referral, I'll give them $50 off. You kind of have to work with it too. It's marketing, it's business. I'm trying to see if I could find one here so I can show you guys.
Someone asked, how do you do reviews? You mean like credit consultations? Yeah, and then someone answered, you can use Credit Karma, you can use Smart Credit, whichever you want. Any of those
Correct.
work, and you just.
I like to use the reports. I think the reports are more specific and they show more, they're more in detail. And however, I do know this takes a little time because clients have to go to annual credit report. Not everybody knows how to download. I've literally stayed on the phone walking my clients through how to download it. We look at it through together, or they send it to me. If it's just Credit Karma that they have, I let them know, look, Credit Karma only shows 2 credit bureaus. but send me the screenshot, for example, where the credit factors are. When you click on TransUnion or Equifax, if you scroll down, you'll see where it says credit factors. And right there off the bat, you can tell, for example, if they're not 100% on their payments, they have late payments. Derogatory marks, if they have any numbers, they have collections or possibly public records as well. You can see the utilization if it's higher than 30%. You can see the closed accounts. You can see the inquiries as well.
So
So
Maria, everybody keeps asking if you could share an example. So were you able to pull it up so you can share your
yes,
screen?
I'm sorry, I was logging in.
No, you're okay. Let's see if I can find anything else here. Somebody asked, how much would you say your banking past contributes to your credibility when approaching them?
It's helped a lot. And a lot of clients, they know, because I've been in banking, I believe it's been like 6-7 years, they know. So it's helped a lot. It does. But that's why I think it's important, for example, if you don't come from the finance world, it's important to post so clients can see on your Instagram, oh, this person knows what she's talking about. She knows about credit. She knows about finance. So I don't know if
Okay,
you guys.
Maria, walk us through here, Maria. Let us know what's happening.
Okay, so first post, it was a throwback. I was in Puerto Rico 3 years ago. Like I said, lifestyle or motivation. This one was just a funny one. Like I say, I like people to see that I'm a regular person. Like everybody on IG, challenge accepted. And okay, here I kind of went a little. I saw these posts today, so today I kind of hit the spot. So I put here, if you can live with bad credit for 5 years, you can
You
invest
can,
3
if you
months.
press it down, it'll pause it so it won't change.
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm not really good at.
you're okay.
There we go. Okay. I think this is important because it calls clients' attentions. Oh, hold on, let me see. It kind of makes them think like, wow, it's true. What I've had literally, today I signed up 5 clients just from this post because they're like, you know what, you made me think. Your post made me think like I'm wasting money that I don't have, or money that I'm saving because I'm lost without a job, or with everything going on, but I'm not fixing my credit. When can we? I literally had a guy tell me, wow, you hit the spot. When can I get started? So that's why I say it's important to put credit tips, and it's important to put the importance of credit as well. And I kind of put down here in red, you're really quick to get in debt, but not invest in your credit. Like, yeah. Okay, so I think here, this is where my banking experience came in. I put, I'm not posting to get more clients. In reality, it's the truth. How do you expect lenders to trust you with a 100K loan when you don't know how to handle a credit card? Like I said, that's why it's important to post about secured cards also and teach them how to use it. I put about Experian Boost as well. I put the steps. That's another thing. I don't know if you guys know about Experian Boost, but you can add past monthly utility bill payments to help with your credit score. This one, I use the template from back office. I love how they put it. It's very pretty, very organized. Do you rent? I put up there, add 50 to 100 points, 45 days by reporting up to 2 years of positive rental history. I recently bought my home last month and I'm 25. I got my score between credit restoration and credit my rent. I got my score to 800 and I was able to get a 2.7 interest rate. So I love to share that story to my clients as well. This one, I think this is the one that everyone was asking. So this client, this is basically my business card, but I posted it on Instagram and he puts down here, let Maria fix your credit. She is the woman with the master plan. $50 referral when you let her know I sent you. I guess he meant to put $50 off, but I reposted him and then I put $50 off for all of his referrals. Get your credit fixed for less than 200. I think that's something that I learned from marketing also. When I watched the trainings and the videos, you got to know how to stand out and how to call attention to your clients. So, and then, yeah, I just tell clients, when clients tell me, I don't know 5 people who want to fix their credit. I'm like, trust me, I know you have at least 5 followers on your Instagram, on your Facebook, anywhere that want to fix their credit. And like, okay, I'll post you. They post me and they get their 5 referrals quick. And that's when clients are even happier because they're not paying a monthly service fee. So yeah, I don't know if you guys have any more questions.
Can you show us, I guess, give us an example of, I think you pretty much covered it. I mean, I think you did. Anybody have any questions about posting or anything before I get started on my part? So let's talk about what happens once you get the client. What is your protocol after you get the client? Because I think that's very important.
After I get the clients, I like to follow up. I set myself, I bought a planner, for example. I know it's very old school. A lot of people just use their phones or whatever, but I like to see it visually. I follow up. I ask them, hey, have you received your dispute letters? I try to wait at least a week or two. Have you received your dispute letters? Did you mail them out? I have clients that tell me, yeah, I received them, but I haven't had time to mail them out. And I let them know, as soon as you mail them out, that's when the process starts. If you don't send those sooner, it's not going to start. And I think that's very important that you have to let clients know too, because clients get comfortable or they forget. And I tell them the tip also. I'm like, look, make sure you're using your cards, but keep them under 30%. Don't miss a late payment. Put an alarm in your phone if you have to. And clients, they listen. And like I said, they like how they're being taken care of, how they're being guided. So they're gonna listen to you. If you show how interested you are in helping them, they will listen to you.
I agree. Okay, so do you have anything else you want to add on, Maria?
Anything else? I mean, if anybody wants to like ask me questions on the side or anything, they can add me on Instagram. I'm gonna put it here in the chat. And or if you guys just want to see my post also. But
Somebody
feel
asked if you have a follow-up list, but you did say you have a planner to keep up with your follow-up list. So
I
you answered the question.
follow up list. I have on when I'm doing nothing, I'm like, let me follow up just to have fun. Let's follow up. And sometimes it's not even calling, it's just texting because a lot of people nowadays they don't like to get on the phone. So I just text them, hey, or I send them like a picture of the results and I text them, hey, when are you ready to get started? And they start.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
it's been pretty easy for me, yeah.
Awesome. So I think that was great. I got a lot of value out of that. If you guys did too, give me a fire sign or a 100 or whatever you want. I think that was great. And I'm very proud of her because when she got started, she was one of those people who said, I can't do this. And I was like, you haven't even tried. And she
I
tried. And
told
I told
Carla
her,
that I was shy. I'm like, Carla, I'm very shy. And Carla's like, I've seen your stories. I've followed you on Instagram. You are not shy. Because it's true, I'm not. And she's like, you are not shy. Okay, I can't use that excuse.
it's true. So, it doesn't take a genius. It's called following the system, which Maria has been following the system. She follows results. She posts results. She follows up with the clients, which I think is the most important thing because the fortune really isn't the follow up. Not every single client that you get is going to sign up on the first time, and you guys have to understand that. And that's why it's so important to be consistent and follow up. And like she said, people are watching you. They might not sign up on the spot, but they're watching you. And so whenever they are ready, the first thing they're going to do is say, I'm ready. And they're not even going to ask you how much it is. They're just going to say, I'm ready. How do I sign up?
Exactly.
So thank you, Maria, for your
No,
time and your training. If
you
you guys
guys.
want to follow her, she did write it on the chat somewhere in there. It's I lost it. What is it? Maria underscore her last name. I'll post it again just because it got lost in all the messages. So you guys feel free to follow her. Shoot, I'm not even gonna lie. She's my agent and I copy some of her posts. I'm like, girl, that's good. Send it over.
Oh,
Like, let me.
that's another thing. All my posts, whoever wants to steal them, use them, ask me. I have people ask, can I borrow this? And I'm like, whatever is mine is yours. We're all here to help each other grow. So.
Yes. So thank you, Maria.
Mhm.
And just so you guys know, you don't have to come from the banking industry. She just so happens to come from the banking industry and she's been using that, to kind of give her that edge. But whatever your specialty is, that's what you guys can use to to make sure that you're attracting the clients because you want to attract clients that like you because they're at the end of the day they're doing business with you, not with the company. Keep that in mind, you know. So yeah, thank you so much, Maria. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it over from now, and I'm gonna go over the second portion of the training, which is gonna be you're just going deeper into your client portal, because we know one side of it is the marketing, which is what Maria was talking about, but another side of it is your services. So the only reason why Maria has gotten so good at her marketing and her client acquisition is because she knows her services. Because correct me if I'm wrong, Maria, but if you didn't know your services, how good would you actually be at getting the clients?
Not good. Like I said, I learned that from being a banker. The more attention that you give, the more guidance the more care that you put, the importance that you want to actually help that person, they build trust in you, and they'll listen to you. They'll just listen to you.
Yeah,
So that's
exactly.
make sure you know your services, go into back office, get on the trainings. If you got to look at them over and over, but when you know them to the T and you explain it to them, they're going to appreciate it a lot.
Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I'm going to show you guys our lovely client portal. So it's not, I promise you guys, it's not rocket science. It's not anything different that we do. You just got to take the time to study your services, because like Maria said, when you study your craft and you study your product, no one can tell you otherwise, and no one can tell you what it can't do, because you know exactly what it can do. And this is something that I drill into my agents. So my agents can tell you, I'm like, you need to go study your services. You need to go study your services. And some of them don't like that, right? They kind of want me to just show them how to do everything. But the reality is, can you guys see my screen? The reality is that if you don't take the time to study your services and really know what it is that you're talking about, you don't even have to know what you're talking about. You can go on this client portal and you can literally finesse. But because you sound good, they're going to want to sign up. And I'm just being honest. Someone just shook their head and they laughed because they know what I'm saying is true. So the reality is that if you guys, I promise you guys, if you guys take the time to learn these services, you're going to get clients in no time. Like I remember when I started getting clients by myself, I had a little script and I was so scared. I was shaking every bone in my body. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to call this client for the first time. And I was scared. I was so scared. But you know what I did? I had my client portal open. I had a little script on the side. I got my phone. I dialed. I read off the script. I threw some giggles and some jokes in between. I read off the client portal and I got the client. So you don't have to sit here and know it all. You don't have to be, this expert. You don't have to be Maria. You don't have to be me. You could be yourself. You just have to use the tools that you have and, use them to your advantage. So if you don't know, this is your client portal. And this should be the number one thing that you should be studying when you're not getting clients, when you're not in your back office, when you're not, talking to a client. You should be studying your services. So everybody knows that the first 3 most important services that have to be activated. So if these are not activated, your client will not get the full use of these services. You do have to log in and you do have to activate these services, okay? Somebody asked, the majority of your clients come from social media. For myself, it's a combination. I do attract a lot of clients on social media, but to be very honest with you guys, as your business evolves, the majority of your clients actually come from referrals. If you're good at what you do and you take the time to take care of your clients, like Maria was mentioning before, people would just call you and say such and such referred you, and that's why I'm calling you. So you want to get to that point in your business, but you'll never get there if you don't become a master at your services. So these are the main 3 services, right? The credit restoration, the identity monitoring, and the credit monitoring. You have to activate this 3. The cool thing is that when you log in, the client logs in, they verify their social, they verify their name, and they're going to see this page right here. How many of you have seen this page before? I hope you have all seen this page before. And if you have not, that means after this training, you need to get on your client services and you have to go ahead and make sure that you actually look at this roadmap, okay? So basically, it tells you month 1 and the 3 services that you have to activate. So even if you don't know and you're a brand new agent or your client is a brand new client, it tells you what to do. And I don't know if you guys know, but you can actually change the on the language selection. You can change the language, so you can convert it to Spanish if your person speaks Spanish, or maybe they speak Chinese. You could change it to Chinese. So whatever language the client feels comfortable with, they can change it to. So the most important thing that you want to tell your client after they go ahead and get started, hey client, congratulations, you got started with our program. Now I need you to do me a huge favor, okay? I need you to go ahead and log on and make sure that you verify all your information, verify that your address is correct. If their address is not correct, they will not get their letters in the mail, and then they're going to call you and they're going to be upset because they never got any letters. Okay, so make sure that they log in. I don't really recommend that you log in and do it for them. You can, but what ends up happening is that they'll never see this, they'll never understand how to use it, and then it'll be more work for you later on because you're going to have to do everything for them. So I used to do that, and I learned that I need to teach my clients how to be able to access their own client portal so that they actually understand, and they, if they have any questions, they can log in and find out themselves, right? They don't always have to call me. So they log in, they activate these 3 services. It literally tells them what to do. Have them watch the 3 videos. I promise you guys, if they watch the 3 videos, they will be better educated about everything. They will ask you less questions, okay? So when my client is asking me all these questions to say, hey, have you logged on yet? And have you actually taken the moment to watch the videos and activate your services? Oh, no, I haven't done that. Okay, no problem. I want you to go ahead and log in for the first time and make sure that you do that because it is crucial. If it is not activated, they will not get the services. Then a month is going to go by and they're going to be upset that you never told them that, okay? Even though in the email it does say, please log in and activate your services, but we all know clients can be special, you know, and that's okay. We all love them. We love them, right? We love our special clients, but you got to be on top of them and you got to remind them, okay? And unfortunately, the only way that you can basically find out if the client has or has not done this is either A, asking the client, or B, calling corporate and saying, hey, has my client activated all their services? And they'll tell you, yeah, they have. No, they haven't. I have had clients where I'm calling in as a courtesy to request a dispute letters for them. And I'm talking to corporate and they're like, oh no, this client's letters are not available. And I'm like, why? They're like, oh no, they haven't activated their credit restoration. I'm like, why? I told them to activate it. So stay on top of your clients, guys, because they live in something called client land. And that's something that I made up. They live in client land and they're coming to you because they want help and they want to get out of their client land. Okay. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but over here on the right side, it actually gives you tips on what to do as far as, you know, helping this process. So if you really don't know what to tell your client, you don't have to make it up. You can literally go on here and literally copy and paste this and send it to them, right? Like what Maria was saying, get a secured credit card. If you know that your client has no credit or they're in a process where they're rebuilding credit, recommend the secured credit card. Guys, once your clients are your clients, that means I already trust you. They did business with you once, so they'll do business with you again. But if you never tell them, hey, by the way, I can also help you build credit, you know, I can help you get a secured card, I can help you report your on-time rent payments, they'll never know. And 9 times out of 10, they'll go based off what they see online, so that they see someone else post, or they'll just assume that they're going to improve their credit by applying for a bunch of credit cards. So as much as you might not want to take your responsibility, it is your responsibility to make sure that that client is on the right track, right? Because you guys have to keep in mind, these people are coming to you because they need help. If they knew better, they would do better. So that's why they came to you, because they want to do better and they don't know how. So don't just help them activate the 3 services and just kind of leave them hanging. Let them know, hey, by the way, you want to make sure you keep your utilization at 30% or less. By the way, if you need to build credit, I recommend that you actually apply for a secured credit card. And if you guys don't know how to get there, before I jump into the other services, I'm actually going to show you that we can actually offer additional services to our clients aside from the protection plan. So that you will find in your website, right? You will go to your myfes.net and you will do / your login, okay? So this is mine. So every single one of us has a page like that. And if you've never seen it, you're going to log into your back office, click on the website on the right-hand side that says myfes.net / whatever your login is. So you're going to go to products. And once you go to products, you guys are going to be able to see the additional services that we can offer outside of the protection plan. So I don't know if you guys knew, but you can offer the My Care plan outside of the protection plan. And then we have the secured credit card. And we have the rent reporting, which is the credit my rent. And the simplest way to offer this to someone is just finding out if they need it, right? It's like if you have an illness or there's something that you're lacking, and I come to you and I say that I can give you something that you lack, naturally you're gonna be like, okay, well, how do I get it? I want that, I need that, how do I get it? But if you never tell them, they're never gonna know, okay? So you gotta open your mouth and you gotta talk to your clients and you gotta figure out where they're at and what it is that they need. So if it's a client that on top of the credit repair needs to build credit, I always recommend a secured credit card and the credit my rent if they do rent. So let's take a moment to look at the secured credit card. I'm going to go directly to their application. So you guys maybe want to write down these key notes on the secured credit card. Number 1, you have to be minimum 18 years of age to go ahead and get the secured credit card. Unfortunately, you can't be a minor and get a secured card. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, the interest rate is 9.99%, which is amazing. And maybe Maria can jump in and you know, vouch for me, but there really is no bank out there that's giving you a 9.99% with bad credit or no credit. They're just not. The banks are not your friends. They don't want to help you. In your experience, Maria, Because most people do want to go to their banks or apply for a secured credit card. Why is our secured credit card better than a bank secured credit card?
Our secured card literally has the lowest APR there is. I'm telling you, Wells Fargo doesn't even offer them anymore, secured cards. Chase doesn't offer them. Other banks I know offer them at like a 25.99% APR, minimum deposit 300. I haven't seen any lower. This one is just 200, 9.99 APR. The good thing is that when you start off with a low APR, and this is something that I like to explain to my clients too, because I learned this in banking. When you start off with a low APR, when you go apply to other credit cards, this stays on file. Like this stays in your record that you've only used low interest credit cards. So it's very hard for them. And if you use them responsibly, they'll go ahead and give you a lower interest rate instead of hitting you with the 20 above in APRs. So our secured card is amazing. I actually got it from my brother when I started this. Yeah, I graduated out of high school, still hadn't started college, so he couldn't get a college card. And he was a little hesitant about, oh, $200. What, like, why? And I'm like, just use it correctly. I taught him how to use it. And about 5 months, his credit score went up and he got his Amex at 19 years old. I think that's pretty awesome. And it was all thanks to his secured card.
Yep. So I'm telling you, the secured credit card will change lives. It's amazing. So unfortunately, First Progress, from what I've noticed, they're a bit of a more conservative bank. So low rates are great, but everything in life is not perfect. You can't have it all. So you guys might want to take note of this, but it's also in the terms and conditions of the secured card. So one thing I tell my agents, I'm teaching you guys right now, but one thing I tell my agents, if you don't know something, you don't just say I don't know. You try to figure it out. You go on there, you read. It's telling you right in the fine print. You want to do the digging for your clients because they're gonna ask you, right? And if you don't know, they're gonna question like, how does he not know? How does she not know? So if you don't know, you go and you try to figure it out and you try to read. Now, if that doesn't work, then you go to your mentor, right? And you say, hey, I have a question about the security card. I was reading it, but I'm not 100% sure, because we want to make sure that we're giving everybody the correct information, right? We don't want to ever want to give anyone false information. And even if we're not 100% sure, you never say, I don't know. You said, hey, you know what? I want to make 100% sure that the information that I'm giving you is correct. Give me one moment and I'm going to verify. And then you go and you verify, whether that's asking your upline or that's reading, and then you get back to the person. But you never say, I don't know, because it takes away from your credibility and it makes it seem like you don't know what you're talking about, okay? So the secured credit card is with Synovus Bank, right, in Georgia, and it's a MasterCard. So it is like a regular credit card. You do have to pay it on time. The difference is that you'll make a deposit of $200 because it's a secured credit card. And if this person qualified for an unsecured line of credit, meaning that they would run the credit and they would get approved, they wouldn't need to make a deposit. But if anybody ever asks you, why do I have to make a deposit? It's because it's a secured card. You got to secure the fact that you're actually going to be able to get this card, and that's why you have to pay a deposit. So the minimum deposit is $200, right, for the secured card, but they can add up to $2,000. So it can be between $200 and $2,000, right? The interest rate is 9.99%, okay? It is not valid in Arkansas, Iowa, New York, and Wyoming, right? And I wish I could tell you guys why, but I don't know why. It's the bank. This particular bank, this particular company, unfortunately, does not want to work with those states. I don't know why. So I always tell my client, if they are in any of those states, that I'm sorry, but they're not my rules, right? So if you guys want to go back and recap or kind of read that for yourself, just go to the First Progress application. And right here in the main disclosure of the entire application, they will go ahead and tell you basically the terms and conditions. Maria said she wanted to add something. Go ahead.
Okay, guys. So in regards to secured cards, like Carla was explaining, sometimes customers ask, why do I have to do a secured card? This is how banks see how responsible you're either building or you're rebuilding your credit. And for example, when it comes to the amount, a lot of clients ask me, oh, but 200, is that really going to make a difference? I've learned this from the banks. When the more that you open a secured card with and you handle it responsibly, the more when you go apply for an unsecured card, for example, a regular credit card, you're going to be approved for a higher credit line. So that's
Mm-hmm.
something that you can also explain to your clients as well.
Yep. So the secured credit card, if the person doesn't want to take a cash advance on their card, which I highly do not recommend, don't do cash advances, not on credit cards. The interest rate is way too high. It's 18.99%, but a regular, your normal transactions, 9.99%. Obviously, if that client puts a charge on that card and pays it off that same month, they will not accrue any interest. That is only if they leave the balance over a period of time, right? Period of months. It is like a regular credit card. So if you don't pay a time and you're late, you're going to get reported late to the bureaus and you're going to get charged a late fee. And you guys don't want that. Let your clients know we're doing this to build credit, not to hurt your credit. Okay, make that clear to them. There is an annual fee of $49. Not my rules, not Maria's rules. This is first progress. Okay, but guys, it's 9.99% interest rate, minimum deposit of $200. You win some, you lose some. You can't have it all. $49 annual fee is not that bad. I promise you. I have an American Express and they charge $550 annual fee. So, ma'am, sir, you're investing $49 into building better credit. Okay, you're right. You're right. And then, well, like Maria said, you compare it to the bank and the bank sucks. So this is way better. And then after that, once they get the card, it's like any regular credit card, they have to make the payments on time. Like I said, this particular company is a little bit more in the olden days. So they have to pay their bill either through bill pay through their bank, over the phone or through the mail. Okay. So that is it about the secured credit card before I go into the next one. Any questions about the secured card? Okay. So let me now go to the other service that you can offer your clients. By the way, you won't know if your client actually needs this if you don't have a conversation with them. You want to find out, okay, this person needs to restore credit, but do they have to build credit too? And you'll find out if you see on their credit report that it says NA, right? Meaning that there's nothing there, or it says 0, meaning that they don't have any credit available. It's either the credit cards are maxed out or they just don't have credit, right? So when I'm talking about credit my rent, I like to be smooth about it. I'm not just going to be like, oh, by the way, I have credit my rent and you can sign up. You don't do that. We're salespeople. We gotta be smooth, right? People want to do business with people who are smooth. They go to the bank. I'm sorry, the bank. You go to the car dealership. They're smooth with it. That's where they take your money and you walk away with the car. And then when you go back home, you're like, dang, I shouldn't have bought that car. It's a little too expensive. But they're smooth, right? They're good. So you guys got to be smooth too. And, you get better at it over time. So you have a simple conversation with your client. Hey, client, do you rent? Oh, yeah, I rent. Okay, how long have you been renting? Well, I've been living here for 5 years. Oh, fantastic. And they're going to ask you, oh, why? By the way, I don't know if I told you this, but we actually have a program called Credit My Rent, and you can report your on-time rent payments on your credit report, right? You pay your rent every single month, right? You're going to have to pay it. Otherwise, you're going to live on the streets. Why not get credit for paying your rent on time, right? If you pay a mortgage, no, you cannot use this program because you already pay a mortgage. It gets to report it on your credit every single month. So this is only for your renters, okay? So now you tell the client, not only can you report month to month, but you can also backdate up to 2 years of your on-time rent payments. And they're going to be like, wow, that's amazing. How does that work? You got to let them know that this is a program separate from the protection plan, because there will be some clients that are going to think that this is included and it is not, okay? So you just got to be clear about that. Yes, you guys get paid for this. I do not remember off the top of my head how much you get paid. Don't kill me, but it is in your compensation plan. There's a page that literally talks to you about credit my rent, and it tells you how much you get paid, because you do get paid differently for different packages. You get paid and you get volume, okay? So this is a credit my rent application, right? So you go ahead and tell them you can report up to 2 years back. I don't let the client pick the membership that they want, or pick the membership, based off of looking at the prices. I let them know what's going to be more beneficial to their credit. So if I know that client's been paying for 5 years, I'm going to say, hey, I think you would qualify for our gold program because you've been paying, over 2 years. So it would be more beneficial for you to actually enroll in our gold plan, because our gold plan allows you to report up to 2 years back of your on-time rent payments, plus the payments that you're making month to month, right? So it's a $145 setup fee, monthly $6.95, which is so cheap. $6.95 is my drink at Starbucks, guys, and your client will pay this to report their rent on time. So that's amazing, right? Now, if the client tells you that they've been paying less than 2 years, then you say, hey, look, I recommend the silver plan because that one covers up to 1 year since you've only been living there, 1.5 years, or maybe if they just say 1 year, because 1.5, I would still recommend the gold. 1 year, the silver is more suitable for you. It's a setup fee of $89, monthly $6.95. Now, if the client has been paying less than 1 year, hey, I think you could really benefit out of our bronze plan because, you've been living there less than a year, so that would be most beneficial to you. And $25 setup fee, $6.95. You can apply for yourself, by yourself, or with a spouse or roommate. So I think that's pretty cool. And to be honest with you guys, I didn't figure that out until I actually went to Credit My Rent and I messed around with it. The more you go and you actually touch around and see what everything does, the more familiar you become with it, the better you get at this, right? So let's say the person has a spouse or a roommate. They can go ahead and do that with a spouse or roommate, reports on both of the credit. Setup fee is a little more expensive, but they can split it by 2 people. So it's really still cheaper, right? Somebody asked, how long does it take to report on the credit? So they're going to call the landlord or the leasing company to verify that you actually live there X amount of time, right? And once they do that, it can take anywhere between 30 to 45 days to show up on the credit report. So this is Credit My Rent. And this is a separate service from the UCES protection plan. So I'm going to move on from Credit My Rent. Any questions about that before I move on? If you want to know how much you get paid, I think Jose helped me out. He said you get paid $50 for spouse, $25 for individual. There you go. But if you want to be 100% sure, go into your back office and go to your compensation plan. Even to this day, I've been with FES 2.5 years, and I don't know it all, guys, and I don't remember everything. And when I don't, I go to my comp plan and I make 100% sure that, I remember that particular thing that I was looking for. So there's no shame in that. So I'm going to actually jump back into our protection plan. So FES actually put together this roadmap, and I think it's fantastic because I don't know how many of you have clients that are like, well, what's next? Well, what do I do now? And what happens now? And sometimes you're like, oh my God, you're so annoying, right? So the roadmap actually tells you what to expect or what is next. It's telling the client, months 2 to 3, apply for a security credit card, add a positive trend line to your credit report, right? And it's telling you, report your rent payments to the bureaus by enrolling into our Credit My Rent program. So I like that they were smooth with it, right? They slipped it in there like, this is something that you have to do that is crucial for your success, right? And I thought it was great, right? It says utilize the credit builder. So even the roadmap is telling the clients and giving them a better idea of what to use. So what it did was it integrated all the services that we offer so that the client actually watches the video, checks off that they did it, and they're actually using all the services. So I think that was fantastic. You guys have to remember that we're not just a credit repair company, we're a financial services company. So we offer all these services. There is no reason why your client should not know that they have a total of 12 services that they have available to them. And if your client doesn't know that, yeah, I'm going to blame you because you never told them. And remember, they live in client land. As much as we want them to get the, oh, wow, I got the email, let me log in and look at all my services. They're not going to do that, guys. They're not. They live in client land. You have to let them know, right? So what I tell my clients is, hey, look, just so you know, you actually have a total of 12 services available to you aside from the credit repair. You want to do that for 2 reasons. Number one, they're paying for it. Number two, when your clients start to get a little impatient and they want to ask, well, why am I paying this and that and whatever? Ma'am, sir, this is not just credit repair. We're giving you additional financial services, right? Just a will and trust alone, guys, in Miami, Florida, where I live, can cost you $2,500. Just a will and trust. It's not cheap, okay? And if you don't believe me, contact your local attorney and ask them how much were you charging for a will and trust. And it doesn't go any lower than $500, and that's if they're nice and they're trying to give you a discount, but they don't really care. It's not cheap, okay? Our will and trust, the client will log in. The client doesn't know how to use it. There's an entire video library that will show you how to use each and every single service. Tell them to go to the video library, click there, access now, okay? And there's the getting started video in Spanish, what's new in our UCES protection plan. Now let's go to the will and trust video. Well, there isn't one, but actually I'll tell you why, because the will and trust actually gives you step-by-step instructions on how to fill it out. But all the other services give you a tutorial. For example, right, let's talk about the debt payoff program. So the debt payoff program is basically putting all your debts into the program. and basically showing the client how they can go in there and make themselves a plan to get out of debt. Guys, these are very valuable tools. You're going to have clients who are going to have a lot of debt, and it's going to show on their credit report because they're going to have really high utilization, and they're stressed out. They don't know what to do. And if you could tell them, hey, by the way, in your client portal, you actually have a plan that shows you how to list all your debts so you can get out of debt faster, they're going to be like, shh. Like their brain is going to like explode. They're going to be like, oh my God, that's amazing. I didn't know I was paying for that. Right? So I'll show you this video very quickly. It's a tutorial.
Designed to help you discover the most efficient way to pay down your debt. Utilizing your debt payoff system is to decide which debts you want to pay off. Section of your protection plan. Once you've decided on which debts you would like to include, you will enter an identifying account name, list of debts. Your list of debts will appear below. Complete your entries and then select the Real Debt Report for a detailed summary of your current debt. Using the payment method, your total.
Well, I'm not going to show you guys the whole video. I don't know if you guys were able to hear any of that, but this right here is called financial planning. There's people who do this for a living. They're financial planners, and they will charge you a lot of money to sit here and make a little plan for you to show you how to pay off your debt when you could sit here and make one yourself. And there's literally a video even showing you how to do it if you don't know how to do it, okay? So that's the debt payoff plan, okay? The credit attorneys, if the client has an issue that they want to go ahead and have our credit attorneys take care of, they go right here. It even gives you an idea of what the credit attorneys can do. They deal with debt harassment, credit report errors, and then if you want to contact the credit attorney. So you say, I'm a victim of debt harassment, right? For better service, please provide it. So I'm going to say, my collections or the collections company doesn't stop calling me. Please help me. Typing too fast. They call me after 9 p.m. What can I do? So something like that, put your contact info, right? Please contact me at, and then put your number, whatever, submit. So then after that, the credit attorneys will contact you. Why is their number not just available there? Because if it was, everybody would build them up. So they found a more systematic way to kind of go about this, right? But it's available to your clients. Let them know, hey, log into your client portal, go to credit attorneys, type whatever issue you have and submit it, and then someone will contact you. And they do contact you guys. I have seen people, I've seen the text messages they get, I've seen that they get calls. These are real people, so they will respond to you, right? There's some Q&A over here. Can a debt collector call you every day? Can a debt collector garnish my wages? So even if you take the time to just go in here to get educated, there's so much information that you guys can get to better educate your clients when they tell you about these issues, right? When they're like, they tell you, yeah, my wage was garnished, and you're sitting there scratching your head like, what the hell does that even mean, right? But if you take the time to go in here and actually study your stuff, you can learn a lot of this information. Some of your clients are asking you questions, you know how to answer them, okay? The other service that I want to shed the light on is where's it at? The will and trust. And somebody had asked me if the will and trust was extra. No, the will and trust is included in the protection plan membership, but we also sell it separately if somebody wants just the will and trust. They do not want the protection plan, right? So there is a video, I was lying, there is a video for the will and trust. I'm gonna go to the will and trust, okay? And I like it because it basically shows you how to fill it out and tells you how to fill it out. And I was actually talking to an attorney friend, and they were telling me that basically these little boxes that you see on the right hand side basically telling you how to fill it out is essentially a program that the same attorneys use when they're doing a will and trust. They don't sit there and break their head. The same program is telling you what to do in each section, right? So basically you fill that out and you go ahead and put in all your information. Are you married? Yada, yada, yada. Living children, you type it in. But you see in every section, it's telling you in this section, it means that this and that or whatever. So it's telling you what each section means so you actually understand what it is you're filling out, okay? Once you're done filling everything out, it's gonna ask you to save everything, to verify if everything is correct. You have to do your will. You have to do both your POAs, your financial POA, and your healthcare power of attorney and your trust, okay? Finish everything, you submit. Once you go ahead and do that, okay, it's gonna ask you, are you sure you wanna submit? You put yes. They're going to mail it to you to whatever address you have on file. And all you have to do after that, once you receive it, it's going to be a nice thick binder. And all you have to do after that is basically in your home state, get it notarized and sign it. And once you do that, it is official. Okay, guys? So you are literally saving yourselves thousands of dollars by just completing your will and trust. Who needs a will and trust? Everybody needs a will and trust. I need a will and trust. You need a will and trust. Typically, young people have a common misconception that they don't need a will and trust because they don't have a house and they don't have kids and they're not married. And it doesn't matter. You need a power of attorney. You need a will. You need a trust. You're a human being. What were to happen if something were to happen to you and there's nothing in writing? Will your family know what to do after that? So it's very important that you guys actually make sure that you actually take the time to go ahead and fill that out. Okay? Any questions on the will and trust? No. And this is, guys, if you're not telling your clients this, shame on you, because they're missing out on something that is very important, you know, in their particular life, and that is very expensive. So if they're paying $89 a month, help them get their money's worth, because I think that's important, right? Everybody wants to get the best bang for their buck. So make sure that you're doing that for your client. Obviously, you can't fill it out for them. Let them know that, but just let them know so that way they can fill it out, okay? The other program that I want to talk to you guys about, if you're all agents here, so you have to make sure you do submit your beneficiary form. Very, 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 very important. Company does give you life insurance that you qualify for, right, as an FES agent. But if you never submit your beneficiary form, FES is not going to know where that money is going to go to, right? Very sad story, but I did have an agent like 2 years ago that died in a tragic car accident, like on New Year's. And he was 18. He was an agent with us, never submitted his beneficiary form. I harassed all my agents about their beneficiary, but he never did it. Long story short, he passed away, and I know he had no life insurance. So it breaks my heart because I wish that he would have turned this in when I told him to. Obviously, nobody expects to die at any moment. We never wake up and assume that we're not going to be here the next day. But please, I beg you, all of this is important. Making money is important. Your life is also important. Submit your beneficiary form, I beg you. As a former life insurance agent, I'm all about life insurance. I think it's important. If you already have insurance, great. Get another policy. It's free. You're not paying for it, right? If you don't have insurance, make sure you go here and you actually download the beneficiary form and you fill it out, okay? And if you need help, it actually tells you what to put in each section. You got to make sure you sign it and you send it back to corporate. And then they let you know when they've received the beneficiary form, okay? One last service that I'm going to go over that I think is important before I finalize here, credit builder. Okay, so a lot of things in the credit builder section get underestimated because a lot of people don't take the time to go in here and actually study it, right? Give your clients homework. Hey, client, have you checked out the credit builder portion of your services? Do you know what it includes? And clients have no idea, because if you don't tell them, they'll never do it, right? So there's a video. But this section right here, the forms and documents, is very, very valuable. Have any of you ever seen this section right here of your client portal? Anybody? Please, I hope someone's seen this. If not, I'm going to be very sad. Okay, so some people have seen this. Guys, this is gold right here. And this right here on its own adds so much value to our services, because look at these documents here, right? We have sample letters for payment agreements. So if you have clients that are wanting to get into payment agreements, and they don't know how to go about it, you know, you don't have to sit here, break your head. They don't have to sit here, break that head. They don't even have to get an attorney. It's right here, guys. It's a template. You hit it, right? You click it, download it. It's a template already made. All they have to do is change and put their name and any other information that they ask, like the account number and things like that. And it's right here. I don't recommend that you fill it out for them for legal issues and just people later on wanting to say, oh, she told me or he did it for me, whatever. Don't get into that. Have them do it, okay? You don't want to be liable for that. So go ahead and when you can, take a moment to look at these letters, because when a client says, hey, Maria, hey, Camila, hey, Jesus, I was thinking about settling this debt. Can you help me settle it? No, ma'am, no, sir. I'm not an attorney. I can't represent you. But did you know that in your client portal, under Credit Builder, in the forms and documents, there's actually a form, a settlement letter form that you can actually go and download and you can fill it out yourself. Oh, wow, I didn't know that. Oh my God, you just saved me so much money. I was going to pay an attorney to do this. Okay. So it's literally right there, guys. So the top half of this is sample letters. The bottom half of this is actually pure information. Information on bankruptcies, information on what is check system, information on wage garnishments. Guys, the only reason why maybe you feel like you're not as good at this as you want to be is because you haven't taken the time to study it. If you guys went to school, you had to study. If you got any type of license, you have to study. So why won't you study for your business? It's the same thing. Everything in life is the more you study it, the better you get better at it. You know, the more you get better at it. Sorry. So take a time to actually look at this. For the sake of time, I'm not going to go and click through all of them and look at them. You guys know how to find them. Tips and techniques. The client can read this, or I'll give you a trick. Sorry. You can go in here and literally copy and paste this and send it to a client, or put it on your social media, and people are going to be like, wow, that information is so good. I had no idea. I never knew that. And you got it right from the back office. Okay. So you guys can cheat. You don't have to be an expert. Okay. That's pretty much it as far as services. I can sit here and deep dive. The homework that I can give you guys is go to your dashboard and go to where it says video library. Take the moment to actually watch every single one of the videos. Get a key point from each of the videos, at least 3 key points. So when you're explaining these services to your clients, you know exactly what you're saying for all these services because you've taken the time to study and take notes. Okay. Somebody asked, if we say that our company removes collections, are some collections not removed and have to get settled? I don't say that our company removes collections because the reality is that you can't guarantee somebody that you're going to remove anything. I don't say that. And I don't say that I remove debt because that's not what we do, guys. We remove negative items off of the credit report. We remove inaccurate, erroneous, obsolete items off the credit report. That's what we do. Be very careful with what you're saying when it comes to, oh, you know, we can delete your student loans or we can delete this. You can delete the negative item off of the credit report. The debt is the debt, and they're 2 totally separate things. Okay. Some people, if they want to settle, that's their discretion. I'm not an attorney. You're not an attorney. So don't sit here and tell somebody, settle this, don't settle that. Just educate your client and allow them to make the best choice, and let them know that when we're doing the credit repair, we're disputing the negative items off of the report. Okay. So as long as you say that, you're good and you're not saying anything wrong or illegal. Any other questions or anything that Maria or Jocelyn wants to add on? Somebody said, can we remove all the items of the credit report? However, they're still responsible for the debt. Essentially, yeah. I mean, it can get removed off the report, but there's something, and this is maybe a Zoom for another day. Every state has something called the statute of limitations. You guys can look it up after we're done for your particular state. What that means is that after a certain period of time, that company or that creditor cannot legally come after that individual to collect that debt. So once that statute of limitations is gone and it's over, they can't really come after them for the money. Now, typically what ends up happening with credit repair is when you dispute an account and it comes back as unverified and they were not able to prove the debt, at that point, the company will stop trying to collect the debt because they couldn't verify it. So do you really think that a company in their right mind is going to go ahead and say, hey, yeah, we couldn't verify the debt, so now we're still going to go and try to collect? They're smarter than that, and they know they're not going to do that because they can actually get into legal trouble because then they weren't even actually able to verify. But this is where it's important that you communicate with your clients and tell them not to talk to these companies, you know, over the phone, and not to give them information, and basically not to overshare, because the reality is a lot of the times people will kind of, you know, get themselves into situations because they're talking on the phone. They're like, oh, I didn't know. I tell my clients, don't answer the phone, don't talk to anyone. You know, I don't have an attorney present, or I don't know who you're talking about. Maria, who's that? Wrong number. Hang up the phone. Move on. Okay. Somebody said, I got medical and unpaid repos I want to remove, and I went via goodwill removal. Not sure how or why you're doing that with our program. We go ahead and dispute off of whatever's on the report, and we dispute, and we use something called factual disputing. So the reports will say, this is not my account. This account information is correct. I was never late, and that's the type of disputing that we do. So that's kind of like a more intense credit training for another day, which I'll be more than glad to do that for you guys another time. I'm gonna wrap it up because it's late. Any last questions, comments, concerns? Anything you want to say, Maria? Anything you want to say, Joss? Anybody? Wait, Maria, you're muted. We can't hear you.
No, you did good. This is amazing. You know, guys, I just want
Okay.
to let you know we're gonna be doing this very often. Once a week, we're gonna be doing advanced customer training. So we're gonna call it ACT, Advanced Customer Training, because this is something that everyone needs. And both of you guys, you ladies, did a phenomenal job. I even learned some stuff as well. One thing I do want to ask is that can you please send all those gems that Maria had on the chat? Can you please post that on the chat, please?
Sure,
Yeah, all
Maria.
those
Can
posts
you
that
post
she
it on
had.
the chat?
But that's about it. Good job. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I hope you all have a fantastic Thursday night. Hope you guys go do your homework, go watch these videos, go learn your services. Stop calling your upline to ask them, what does this do and what does that do? Go learn it. And I promise you, it will be life-changing. You're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I just learned this. It will change your whole life, and you will get so much better answering your clients' questions. And it's going to make you feel so much better and so much confident about, you know, what it is that you're doing. And the reality is, guys, people buy because they're confident that you know what you're talking about and you're educated and you can help.
Ooh. What was that?
Sorry guys, my phone actually died. Actually, I'm sorry, my computer died, so I apologize for that. So I had to get on my phone. But yeah, just make sure you always take the time to learn and get better, sharpen your axe. And the moment you guys will do that, it'll start changing everything in your business. Okay, guys? So I hope everybody has a great night. Y'all take care, and we will see you guys next time. I did record, so as soon as it's available, I'll go ahead and share with you guys. No worries. So y'all have a good night. Take care. Bye.
Everyone, thank you.